Shenanigans in Blue by O. Calhoun. The audience chamber's anteroom was crowded with quiet, watchful shadows, or maybe the candles were just burning a bit too low. "Are you sure about this, Flam?" Flim adjusted his gold-plated headpiece once again, causing his mini bracelets to jangle, and he checked to make sure that the beaded shawl concealing his cutie mark was in place. Flam shot him a dirty look. "How many times have we gone over it, brother of mine? I am Prince Mustachio the Flambius, and you are Prince Flimberlino. We don't have any other names. It's just," Flim folded and unfolded his butterfly wings, "I'm not totally sure we're ready for this. I mean, if he doesn't, we'll have none of that talk now, brother of mine. You know as well as I that this prince hardly ever holds audiences. We have to strike while the iron's hot." Flam's false beard almost came loose with his enthusiasm, and he quickly tucked it back into place, causing his own jingling clamor of bracelets and necklaces. "This is the sale of a lifetime, and we're not passing it up." Flim nodded noisily. "You're right, of course, brother of mine. Still, I wish—" Outside the little room, trumpets blared. "That would be our cue, Prince Flimberino. You're right, your flambiousness." Flim, with ease born from years of practice, strutted through the door alongside his brother. He never showed the slightest hint of his doubt or concern. The two of them gave a shallow bow as they approached the throne, as befitting a greeting between royal equals. As rehearsed, the moment their bow was returned, they sprung into action. Flam rushed to one side of the throne, and Flim swirled around to the other. Flam whispered into the prince's ear, "We're very glad, O Prince so high, to hear your open court. Your sad affliction, hardly fair, has broken our caring hearts," Flim finished. "You see, fair prince, we don't think you deserve such an unfortunate condition." Prince Blueblood's eyes grew wider and wider as the two exotic princes whispered in his ears. "You see, wise prince, it's time your rule came to its fruition." The two of them jumped back, joining each other in front of the throne. "Because there's one thing you surely lack," they chanted together. "One thing that's holding you back. Just one insignificant thing. Just one unfortunate thing." They bumped together back to back. "And that thing is wings." Together they unfurled their beautiful butterfly wings. Prince Blueblood opened his mouth as if to say something, but he never got the chance. Flim leaned in toward his partner, faux gold change jingling. "But what could we do about that, Prince Mustachio Flambius?" Flam leaned in as well. "Why, I know just the thing, Prince Flimberino." He reached into the pocket of his ornately embroidered saddlebags and drew out a glittering blue stone. They both stared at it as if enraptured by its beauty. "Alicornium! It's the rarest mineral in all the world, known only to our kind. Transforms ponies into flutter-pony alicorns like him and I." Flam sidled up to the prince. "But of course, because it is exceedingly rare, it's beyond compare, and it is so amazingly grand, it's important that you understand," both of them leaned in close to the prince, "that we may need just a bit of compensation. Nothing that would be a problem for a pony of such a station. What would you say, Prince Flimberino? What do you think is fair?" Blueblood glanced from one to the other. "Don't forget, Prince Mustachio, this is the last known alicornium anywhere." The prince's eyes went wide at that. "Well, we would be taking a loss, a shameful loss, but I think we could let it go for a mere 5,000,000 bits." Before Prince Blueblood could level his skeptical glare at them, Flim shot a hoof up to his brother's face, making both of them rattle. "Hold it right there, your flambiousness. Prince Blueblood is our friend. We couldn't possibly charge him more than 2,000,000 square." They both glanced at Blueblood expectantly. He glanced at them, but his eyes kept glancing back to the alicornium. "Just think, my unicorn friend," Flam nudged him to the left, "of no longer being a second-rate royal. Just think, my lordly prince," Flim nudged him to the right, "of the authority you deserve." "On one condition." Blueblood still looked at them through narrowed eyes, but Flim could see the glint of greed. It was as good as sold. Blueblood looked Flim in the eyes. "I become an alicorn first. Then you get your money." Of course, Flim smiled. Your satisfaction guaranteed, or you don't pay a single bit. And you won't just be some garden variety alicorn, no sir. Flim took the alicornium from his brother and held it up. You'll be a flutter pony alicorn, the only such from here to our far-flung home. Blueblood nodded. Deal. Of course he did. Flim and his brother never failed on a sale. Not once he'd seen the glimmer of greed. That's a smart deal there, and at a price that's more than fair. Blueblood took the rock in his magical grip. So, how does it work? Flim gestured at it, his bracelets clattering. First, hold the stone with magic, just as you are. Blueblood nodded. Flim wrapped a hoof around him. And close your eyes. Think of how you'll go far. As soon as Blueblood's eyes were closed, Flim lit up his own horn. He was glad Flam would be handling the difficult part. Casting the Allow Earth Ponies to Fly for 3 days spell was something Flim had never quite been able to do. But Flam had been able to do it twice, with a day's rest each time. The third time would be the charm. Flim's own part was much simpler. He only needed to cast a fire spell on the alicornium. As soon as the wing spell began to wrap around the prince, Flim triggered his own spell. The alicornium burst into flames. Of course it did. It was just coal liberally coated with glue and blue glitter, after all. The flame made Blueblood open his eyes, just as planned. Just in time to see the alicornium consumed in flames, shedding glittering specks. One now familiar flash of light later, and Blueblood sat on his throne, blinking and subconsciously flexing his brand new wings. Why, now you're just like one of us! Flim cried dramatically. It was essential that he keep Blueblood distracted for a few moments while Flim recovered. Now the other royals have nothing on you. The locals will come flocking to see something new. They'll be so amazed that anything you order, you'll gladly do. The distraction was almost unnecessary. Blueblood had eyes only for his wings. They're beautiful. And well worth the price. Flim stepped up again. Expert show pony that he was, even Flim couldn't see any sign of strain on him. Flim nodded. It's only fair. You're right. Blueblood still didn't take his eyes off his new wings. He lifted up a scroll and quill with his magic and scribbled out a hasty note. Stamping it with a rubber seal, he floated it over to Flam. Here, take this to the Royal Exchequer, and he'll pay you in full. Why, thank you, most benevolent of princes. Flam gave an exorbitant bow. Flim followed suit. May our paths cross many times again. Blueblood walked uninvited into Celestia's royal audience chamber, strutting as he had never strut before. An occasional flap of his glimmering wings gave his step an unnatural lightness. Celestia! He yelled, interrupting whatever unimportant minutiae she might have been debating at the time. As you can see, I have ascended into full alicornhood, as befitting my station. He stopped dead center in the hall. And I have decided that as my royal duties, I will be in charge of the treasury and royal guard, as well as the city of Las Pegasus. Celestia blinked at him. How did this happen? Where did you get wings like those? He shot his very smuggest grin at her. They're flutter pony wings, given to me by the assistance of 2 flutter pony princes from the far east. Blueblood, she sighed. There's no such thing as flutter ponies. They're just a legend based on early sightings of breezies. How little you know, Blueblood laughed. I spoke with 2 of them mere hours ago. I have seen wings like those before. She stared at him. Aha! See, even you admit it now. They do exist. Blueblood's grin widened. It's a relatively simple spell, though it consumes a great deal of energy. Celestia's brow scrunched in concentration, and her horn glowed. Waving lines of force encircled one of the gray unicorn guards. Princess Twilight did it once. It's spectacular, but it only lasts 3 days. There was a flash, and the unicorn guard had shimmering wings to match Blueblood's own. None of the guards, not even the newly alicorned one, so much as glanced at the new appendages. Blueblood wished he had guards so well disciplined. He wished he had his own guards at all. Oh, the things he could get up to if he had his own private reserve of buff stallions answering his every... Blueblood? He shook his head. Must have gotten a little distracted there.
Prince Blueblood, what I'm trying to tell you is that some pony has played a cruel joke on you.
Celestia winced.
If you would like my assistant removing the wings, I could.
Blueblood's eyes opened wide. 2 million, he whispered to himself. Before Celestia could say another word, Blueblood shot away. He had a couple of flutter ponies to catch, and fast. Flim ran as fast as he could alongside his brother, their jewelry clinking and clattering almost as much as the cartload of bits behind them.
So,
Flam panted,
what did I tell you? You were right,
Flim huffed.
Best scam ever.
The two of them careened down the westward road to Las Pegasus, their breathless laughter lost in the wind. High above, a temporarily winged prince soared away in the opposite direction, searching for the 2 flutter pony princes and their mythical eastern kingdom.